My name is Sarah and welcome to Project Write. I am going to share with you today how to write a type of poem that rhymes. This can be a lot of fun for many of us as we get to really play around with words, we get to play around with rhythm, and we get to play around with rhyme. I want to talk to you briefly about three types: couplet, quatrain, and limerick. A couplet should remind you of the word couple. It has 2 lines and that's it. A quatrain has 4 lines. Think of quad or quadruple, 4. A quatrain can be really fun because there are so many different ways to set up a rhyming pattern, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. A limerick is a silly poem and it has 5 lines. Interestingly, these poems are set up to be funny and set up to be silly, so a lot of kids really like to write limericks. In a limerick, lines 1, 2, and 5 rhyme, and very often lines 3 and 4 will rhyme too. I'm going to show you some notes, I'm going to show you some examples, and then it's going to be time to play around. Many times I find that kids like you will like to just write rhyming poems and not follow rules. Maybe more of a free verse, throw in a few rhymes here, throw in a few bits of rhythm, and that's fun too. You don't always have to do just a couplet or just a quatrain or just a limerick. You can play around with words and have a fun time. Sometimes kids will do an acrostic poem and they'll include in their acrostic, instead of just one word next to every single letter in the acrostic poem, they'll throw many words next to each letter and then throw in some rhythm and throw in some rhyme. So it just depends what you want to do, but today I'm at least going to teach you couplet, quatrain, and limerick. All right, here we go. Just to review, I said a couplet would be a 2-line poem. The last word in each line rhymes. So an example would be, the bird sat atop his nest, he smiled at me and stuck out his chest. So a good key would be that you really focus on that last word in the line. Sometimes when I'm just introducing rhyming poems to kids, we'll have a lot of fun and I'll just blurt out a line like, I looked outside and there was a big huge tree. And then you kids would have to come back at me and you'd have to say blah, 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 and at the end a word that rhymes with tree, like knee or flee. Okay? So you get the idea. We have a lot of fun kind of rapping these out too. So maybe try this one and see what you can come up with. I looked outside and it was really dark. So your word has to rhyme with dark. Okay? And then you put in the second line and put what you think. And here you have it. I looked outside at the really big tree. I remembered falling out of it and skinning my knee. If you wanted to keep going with couplet after couplet after couplet, you could have some fun almost doing a small story out of couplets. As you're getting practice, I think it's a lot of fun just to practice a few couplets. Now I'm going to go on and talk a little bit more about quatrains. After you've tried couplet, you can try quatrain, which is your 4-line poem. This type of poem can have a different rhyming scheme depending on what you pick. If you were to pick A, B, A, B, that means the first and third line would rhyme, while the second and fourth line would rhyme. If you were to pick A, B, C, and A, only line 1 and line 4 have to rhyme, where lines 2 and 3 could differ, so on and so forth. So here you have an example of an A, B, B, A. My dog ran after the pesky cat. The cat turned and let out a smirking glare. Oh, how that cat is so unfair. Next time I'll give my dog a rat. So here, I'm going to try a quatrain with you, and I'm going to have every other line rhyme. So these two A's rhyme, and these two B's will rhyme. All right, so with my baton, I like to twirl. Often I add a little spin. I told my friend, hey, you give it a whirl. That's when the baton hit my chin. So again, A and A, twirl and whirl, and then B and B, spin and chin. And in this day and age, this is actually pretty easy. If you write a word down that you want in your poem, and then you can't think of another word that rhymes, you can just Google, hey, a word that rhymes with spin, and it'll usually give you a list. That's actually how I found chin. So the final style that I want to share with you for rhyming poem is called a limerick. And in a limerick, you have 5 lines. Again, you want to rhyme lines 1, 2, and 5, and then typically rhyme 3 and 4 together. So it's A, B, B, A, and you want to add some humor. So there are some good rules of thumb to follow with this one, and I'm going to share some of those tips with you now. For the limerick, you've got the 5 lines. First, second, and fifth lines rhyme. Try them with some humor. Often the limerick follows the A, B, B, A, and the first line usually ends in a name or a place like John or Washington State. So if you end with John, then you need the second and fifth line to rhyme with John. If you end in Washington State, you need the second and fifth line to rhyme with state. So here I wrote, a curious boy with the name of Troy came to my house with a peculiar toy. I said, hey, what do you have there? To which he replied, what do you care? Sheesh, Troy knows how to annoy. So I'm ready to try my limerick with you. I want to have a character named Dave. There once was a man named Dave. Each day he'd hide in a cave. All right, now I need 2 different rhyming words. When I walked by, as if on cue, Dave would jump out and scream, boo. Geez, Dave, I snarled. You like to misbehave. So I have my misbehave, my cave, and my Dave, and I have my Q, which kind of rhymes with boo. So that's an introduction to couplet, quatrain, and limerick. They all take practice. Couplets are really fun to do with a friend. If you have a friend that you can sit next to and you can shout out a line, see if your friend can come back with the second line that rhymes. Even fun to do with a parent or a teacher or somebody that you have with you. Quatrains, you just have to play around with the different patterns that you like and that you want to use. And you know, limericks are fun and silly. So as you can see, even with mine, all of mine could use some work. They're just things I wrote really fast to give you an introduction. The real important part here is to go back. Maybe go back through the lesson to the one that you like and review it. Go back and practice and just write. Have some fun with it. I can't wait to hear some of these poems if you share them with me. All right, guys, have fun.